Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. All right. So, yeah, let me just make sure. All right. So, Caitlin, Mikey, Olivier, she. All right, good. Okay, guys, thanks for your patience. Right. So, I hope you guys started. Yeah. So the print on this paper is not the best copy, unfortunately. So anything you can't understand, let me know, and then I'll basically tell you what it is. Right. Okay, so we've seen number 1 and number 2. I feel like the last 2 times in a row. Right, so minus 3 squared is what? 9 minus 2 squared is? And 9 plus 4 is? 18. So the option here is option D. There we go. Cool. What is the value of the digits 2 in the number 48.621? Anybody? 2 over 100. That's very good. Right. So 2 is 8. Did I not select that? Yes, I did. All right. 2 is 8. Right. So let me see if I can catch up. Right. What number, when added to 1 and 1/3, gives 2? Exactly. Oh, what's going on? Hey, be yourself. Okay, this one given trouble now. What did you do? Okay, right, yeah. So basically it's B, right? How do we know that? How do we get that? Well, you're asking what number has to be added to 1 and 1/3. So some number added to 1 and 1/3 gives us 2. So to solve for the unknown, you simply subtract 1 and 1/3 from 2, which will give you 2. All right, number 4. Hey, Jassy, I late you. I know log on. Don't worry about it. All right, where was I? Right. Okay, something's going on with this laptop now because it's not allowing me to select things very easily. So maybe I might have to stick to one color and call that George, yes? All right. Right, so here, the next termini sequence, I believe you're correct there, Jassy. So to go from 1 to 6, that was an increase of 5. To go from 6 to 13, that was an increase of 7. And then 13 to 22, an increase of 9. An increase of 11 there. So if you follow the pattern, 5, 7, and 9, and 11 are what? Odd numbers. So the next odd number is what? 13. And 33 plus 13 is definitely 46. There you go. If 30% of a number is 45, what is 4/5 of the number? That is a very interesting way to ask that question. Okay, so you could go about this a couple different ways, right? One way is to clearly restart this laptop too, but I can't do that now because I'm already half an hour late, so I think I'm just going to have to stick to one color going forward, yes? Hope you all like pink. Right. So 30% of a number is 45, right? So 30% of a number is equal to 45. All right? So what we could do here, to find that number, we could divide 45 by 30%. Of course, when you're dividing by fractions, what's the protocol? Change divide to multiply and invert the divisor, yeah? Now, 15 could go into 30 2 times. 15 into 45 goes 3 times. All right? Now, 2 could go into 150, and 3 by 50 will give us, I don't know why I put in dollars, right? 3 by 50 will give us 150, not so? All right, sorry, give me 1 second. I find the screen feeling very warm. Just want to see yeah, it is on. Anyhow. Right, so 150. Cool. Now, we haven't answered the question yet. Eh? They want what is 4/5 of that number. Right? So if you multiply that by 4/5, 5 into 150 goes how many times? 30. And then 30 by 4 will give us 120. Right. Now, you want to see a slightly shorter way to work this? All right. 4/5. 4/5 is 80%. Would you agree? Right. So check this. If you put 8 over 3, as in 80 over 30%, and multiply by 45, let's see what happens. You can knock off zeros there. 3 will go into 45 15 times. And guess what? 8 by 15 is 120. Right? It's taking the relative proportion of the number. Again, if you're not too okay with that, that's fine. You can just simply stick to the basics, right? Stick to what you know. If you like what you see, then feel free to use it. Okay. All right. Google Meet. So Caitlin, Mikey, Olivia, and Shesh, give me a quick Genie chat if you're good with the first 5 questions, please and thanks. All right. Thanks very much. Okay. Great. Lovely. Excellent. Thank you. All right. Meeks. Vivek. Thank you. Shopperia. Thank you. Miss Delicia. All right. Lovely. Vani. Thank you very much. Oh, hey. Thanks very much. All right. In class, people, are you okay with 1 to 5? All right. We're going again because, yeah, we started late, so I don't want to run too late with this. All right. A certain amount of money is shared in the ratio 2 to 3 to 9. Okay. If the difference between the first and second shares is $40, the first and second, so I'm assuming the 3 and the 2, right? Then the total amount of money shared is, right? What do we do when we have ratios? Do we do the numbers here? We add them together. 2 plus 3 is 5, and 5 and 9 is 14. So you have 2 14ths, 3 14ths, etc., right? Now the difference between 2 14ths and 3 14ths is 1 14th, not so? And what they're saying is that that difference is actually equivalent to $40. So what we are saying here is 1 14th of the amount is equal to $40, right? So that's A divided by 14 is 40. So guess how we're going to find A? How do we get rid of something we're dividing by? We multiply. And 40 by 14 will give us 560. Hey, TikTok, how y'all doing? All right. Quick question. You're okay with that one? All right. I know ratios could be a bit tricky for some people, so I want to make sure you're okay with it. All right. 560, I think it was D. All right, number 7, we have some sets. So P intersect Q intersect S. So this is what they want us to find here. The intersection of sets means you have common elements between them or among them. So if we look at these 3 sets, are there any elements present in all 3? The 2, right? Any other elements? No. I see in 3, 3, I see in 5, 5, and then 4, 6, and 7 are all unique to one set. Right. So the answer here is A. Okay. Item B now. Sorry, give me item B. Item 8 refers to the following.
Chris.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's that one? When it has that, like, what you could call it?
The intersect sign?
Yeah, that.
Right.
When it's upside down, like, what's the difference between the two?
Right. So when it's upside, it means union. And when you say union,
So
you're just going to...
all of the numbers, so it would have been D.
Both, correct. So you're combining both sets into one. That's
and
correct.
when it's like upside down, it's asking...
You're asking what is present in both sets. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Common elements, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Putting together all the elements from this. Okay, so let's do that, right? If we did P union Q, right? We'd be putting together all the elements in P and Q. So we have a 2, a 3, 5, 6, 7. So P union Q would be 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Right? If we did P intersect Q, that would be just 2 and 3, because those 2 elements would be present in both sets at the same time. Does that help?
All right, that makes sense.
All right, lovely. Yeah, AG and Jassy again, we're going on. All right. The Venn diagram, the shaded region. Okay, so we saw this before. Everything except P is shaded. They look kids, but we're going on kids. So that's, well, it's not too visible here, but it's supposed to be P complement there, right? So that's option A, P complement. All right. Repeat. Yeah, repeat from last night, the day before, kind of thing. All right. Okay. In class, people, you're okay with 6, 7, and 8? Yeah. Okay, Google Meet, Caitlin, Mikey, Olivier, Shay. Let's give them a quick Genie chat if you're good with 6, 7, and 8, please. All right, cool. All right, let's take a look. Oh, to C. Yeah, okay. All right, the elements of the set x is less than, okay, let me write that so it's a bit clearer. Hey guys, I wish I had double checked this paper before so I could see if I got a better copy. Where x is an integer, r as follows, right? So for 6, right, less than equal to means you're including 6. Then you go into 7, 8, and 9, but you're not including 10 because it says x is less than 10. And just less than, not less than or equal to. Right, so the option here is which one? Option B. Right, thanks, Meeks. Right, next we have item 10 refers to the, so we have PQR and PQ. Which of the following statements is true? So this first one is M, oh come the man, Philip, give yourself. Right, so M is a subset of N. If M is a subset of N, it means all the elements of M are present in N. Is that true? I think the reverse is true, right? Here, they're saying M intersect N is equal to N. That is actually true. The intersection of M and N are P and Q, and P and Q is already we set N. So that is correct, actually. Here they're saying M union N is N. If you put M and N together, you get PQR, which is not N. And last one is M intersect N is an empty set. Is that true? Are there no common elements? Hey, Jasmine. That's correct. 9 is B. So yeah, so no, it's not true. There are common elements. So D is false. Okay, let's scroll up. Item 11 refers to the following information, which describes 3 sets. Okay, so we have prime, odd, and okay, so we know this one. Which of the following sets is empty? So the first one is P intersect R. So that's saying that are there no elements in prime and that are also even? There's one even prime number, which is 2. So this is not an empty set. P intersect R is not empty. An empty set is where there are no elements in the set. Right? P union Q. Well, if you unite in 2 sets, you're clearly going to have both elements, the elements from both sets present. So B is obviously not correct. All right? P intersect Q, prime and odd. Well, if we said the set of prime numbers only has one even number, it means all the rest are odd. Right? So D, Q intersect R. Yeah, because think about it, if you have odd numbers and even numbers, are there any common elements? Are there numbers that are both odd and even? No. Right? So Q intersect R. Oh, crap. Yeah, this desk older than some earlier. I think I bought this in 2005. Yeah. Yeah. Most of your phones. Okay. All right. Yeah. Number 12 a little difficult to see. But yeah, it have the set C. Sorry, C is the number of people who play chess. T is tennis, and then you have people outside, right? Okay. How many students play exactly one game, either chess or tennis? I said it again, chess or tennis. Right. But look at the placement of set C. Set C is inside of set T. What does that tell us? It tells us that everybody who plays chess also plays tennis. Right? So the chess players, right? The chess people who play chess, right, as a subset of people who play tennis. Right? So the people who play one game would be who? Ali, Alexa, Tom, and Kayla. That's how many? 4. All right. 12 is C. That's correct. Very good. Hey, Amelia, how are you doing? Okay, we're going again. A dress which costs 180 is being sold at a discount of 10%. The amount of the discount is. All we have to do is find 10% of 180. That will give us 18. All right. Cost of a refrigerator, right? If it's 1850. If a sales tax of 5% is paid on the cost price, a buyer who purchases the refrigerator will pay, right? So if you have a tax to pay, do you end up paying more or less overall? More. So which options can we clearly ignore? A and B. Yeah, the ones that A and B, right? Actually, we could ignore C as well. Isn't 1845 less than Exactly. Yeah, so the only option here that we need to consider is option D, because all the rest are less, right? Right. So you see, so sometimes you can save yourself some work, and if you just understand the question and look at the answers. Okay, all right. Uh,
Chris, how was 12C? I wasn't paying attention,
no problem.
sorry.
So they're asking for the number of students who play exactly one game. So people play
Right.
either chess, tennis, chess and tennis, or neither, right? Now the thing is,
Mm-hmm.
the people who play chess, if you look at the circle, it's
They
totally
also play tennis.
correct. They also So
Okay.
yeah. The only people who play tennis only are people outside the set C. Yeah.
Makes sense.
All right. Okay. In class, people, are we okay with the items on this page, 9 to 14? Any questions? Anybody? Anything? All right. Cool. So Google Meet, you know the drill. Caitlin, Mikey, Olivier, Shay, just give me a quick G in the chat if you're good with that. If you need me to re-explain anything, give me an R. Ooh,
You can explain 14, Chris?
14, no problem.
Thanks.
All right. So if we have a sales tax to pay on the cost price, right? A buyer who purchases the refrigerator for cash, right? So the cost of the refrigerator is $18.50, right? If you had to pay tax on top of that, will you end up paying more or less than the $18.50 overall?
You pay more?
Right. And the only option that is more than $18.50 is option D.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Look to Sedeshwa. Sedeshwa, I cool is feeling drowsy and have a weird headache. So yeah, and I'm running late. I had some technical difficulties, but we here and we're going strong. All right, guys. So good job, everybody. We're going on. Number 5. So we're about almost a quarter way through the paper, right? Okay. A salesman sells a car for 11,000. If he is paid a commission of 4.5% for the first 10,000 and 7.5% on the remainder, then the commission he receives is okay. So we have to split the 11,000 into two amounts, right? Into 10,000 and the remainder, which is 1,000, yeah? So you're going to multiply that by 4.5%, which is 0.045. I'll multiply this by 7.5%, which is 0.075. So shift with this amount 4 spaces, you're going to get 450 plus 75. So 450 and 75 is 525. Right, next one, 6. So we saw 16 yesterday as well. The value of a plot of land is $18,000. Land tax is charged at a rate of 70 cents per $100 of value. What is the total amount of tax paid for the land? Right. So it's not 70 cents on the dollar or 70% of the value. It's 70 cents on every $100. So if you look at 18,000, to find out, well, how many groups of 100 do I have here? I'll simply take the 18,000 and divide by 100 to get 180. And then I'll take that. So that's that's how many hundreds are in 18,000. And I'll multiply that by 0.7. Right, so if you shift the decimal point one space this way, one space that way, it evens out. All right, so you're gonna have 70 plus 56, which is 126. Sorry, that's option B. Whew. A man's basic wage for a 40-hour week is 160. He is paid overtime at a rate of 1.25 times. Normally it's just 2 times, right? Okay. If he works 6.5 hours overtime on a certain, what was his wage for that week is okay. So the basic wage for a 40-hour week is 160, right? And we have to add the overtime. He works 6.5 hours. I have to multiply that by 1.25 times the rate. So the rate is 160 divided by 40. Sorry, a little small. Yeah. Which itself is 40, by the way. Okay, so whew. Carrier's calculator. All right, cool. So check it. So this is 160 plus, right? So 6.5 is 13 over 2. 1 1/4 is 5 over 4. Yeah, 160 over 4. So 4 into 160 goes 40 times. 4 into 40 goes 10 times. 2 into 10 goes 5 times. Ooh, sorry. So then we have 13 by 5 by 5. 13 by 5 is 65. 65 is 325. No, clearly something wrong. What's that? The 160 over the 40. That's 4. 2 will cancel with, sorry, 4 into 4 goes once, right? Then we have 13 by 5 is 65 over 2. So we get 192.5. Right.
Chris, could you go over that one again?
Yeah, I'm going over that one time. All right. Let me even use a different color and thing, right? Okay. So a man's basic wage for a 40-hour week is 160. Cool. He is paid overtime at a rate of 1 1/4 times the hourly rate, right? And he works 6.5 hours overtime. So he works 6.5 hours overtime, and his overtime rate is 1 1/4 times the hourly rate. He earns 160 over 40 hours. So that's 4. Now 6.5 could convert to 13 over 2. 1 1/4 is 5/4. Then multiply by 160 over 40. 160 over 40 is 4. 4 will cancel with 4, so we get 160 plus 65 over 2, which is 32.5. Which is 192.5. Yeah, Mike, you okay with that? Who was it that had asked about it?
It's she.
She, sorry.
It's good though. I understand.
Okay, cool. All right, in class, before we okay with number 17? All right, lovely. Yeah, guys, I'm going to have to take a walk real soon because my power real dropping. And I had tea before I started, so I know what's going on. At the end of the year, any car is, at the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than what it was at the beginning of the year. If a car was worth $9,500 in December, what was its value in January to start? Right. So if it lost value to go down to 9,500, it would have come from a higher value down, right? So which value can we automatically eliminate? A, because A is lower than the 9,500, right? Okay. So if you lose 5%, from a whole, what percentage is a whole? 100%. So if you take 100% and you minus Jassy and kids, yeah, or the only ball boy, and you minus 5%, you're going to be left with 95% of the value you started with, right? So that's the thing. If you find 95% of the value at start, that'd be equal to 9,500. So to find the value at start, we'll take 9,500 and divide it by 9,500. Okay. So when we're dividing fractions, folks, what's the protocol? You change divide to multiply and invert the divisor. 95 into that goes 100 times. Now we're left with 100 by 1,000. Sorry, 100. So we're left with 100 by 100, which is what? 10,000, that's correct. All right, let me just see if I can make it through to 20, so we would have finished 1/3 of the paper in about half an hour. All right, a loan of 8,000 was repaid in 24 equal monthly installments of 400. What was the rate of interest on the loan? Okay. Hey Jay, how you doing? Jay, you on Instagram, sorry, on TikTok and YouTube, or is it a different Jay? Right, so 2,400 payments by $400 will give us 9,600, right? That's the total paid back. If you take your total paid back and you subtract the amount you borrowed, what I will do is that'll give us the interest figure in dollar terms, right? And to find that interest as a percentage, it takes 1,600 over 8,000 and multiply by 100. That's 20%. Sorry, yeah. Easy answer. Right. At the sale, each book was marked $3 off the original price. Daniel paid $46 for 2 books that had the same price. What was the original cost for the book? Okay. He paid $46 for 2 books that had the same sales price. And each of those was marked 3 off. So you had to add back $3. Sorry. To find the price. All right. I know I said I'd do up to 20, but I'm gonna finish out this page now. All right. This one is a bit difficult to see, so I'll write it off here. Right. This is right. So with laws of indices, we of course could swap around, right? With multiplication, the associative law, you can multiply in any sequence. So we'll group the non-x's together and the x's together. 3 by 2 is 6. Here, when you multiply and you have the same base, we add the powers also. Woo. I'm gonna guess. See, looking like I'm really not sure now. Okay. Actually, A looks better. B looks like 6x to the power 4. Yeah, so no. 6x cubed is A. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah, I can't read anything on this. I couldn't make out any of the numbers.
No, yeah. The print wasn't good.
But you would have just added the 2 exponents.
The indices, correct. When you multiply and you have the same base, you just add the powers together. That's correct.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Who else on Jassy? Yeah, the print wasn't good, so don't worry about that one. All right. 22. If 5 multiplied by 2x minus 1 is 35, then x is equal. Okay. Right. So we could use basic distributive law to expand and simplify. What is 5 by 2x? 10x. What is 5 by 1? 5. And that's equal to 35, right? Let's quote unquote carry across the 10 on both sides of the equation. What do you do? We'll add it. Right, and if that, then we divide by 10 or so. So x will be equal to 4. Right, now again, another way you could have thought about doing this question is by using the algebra. So 5 multiplied by something, right? So 5 multiplied by something is equal to 1. How do we, so we're trying to find 2x minus 1, right? Sorry, we're trying to find x, not so? Right. So 5 by something is 35, sorry. Right? So if you think of it 5 times tables, what multiple of 5 is 7? Wait, what did I say? What multiple of 5 is 35, right? Woo. I said 7, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's something.
Like, Chris, wait? Yeah. 5 by something is 35. That something is what? 7, right? So 2x minus 1 is 7. Something minus 1 is 7. The only thing you can minus 1 from and get 7 is 8. So 2x must be equal to 8. And 2 multiplied by something is 8. The only thing you multiply by and get 8 is 4. Yeah, I need a break. That'd be nice. Sorry, let's get about 3 4 hours sleep every night. Okay. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm just gonna put up this stuff on the screen here. I'm gonna make it somewhat visible. I am gonna go upstairs and get some water and come back. Um. So work on that. When I come back, we'll proceed. Right. If you can't make out anything, you could ask. Can I send any documents? Yeah. I'm gonna just put a BRB here. See some people now join on that BRB. Or Sheldon said AFK. All right. We're gonna meet up about this now.
So then we're not wrong. Guys. I don't know this. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
When I was doing business lessons, I had these girls who were doing accounting lessons too.
When you join what, sorry?
When I was doing business lessons,
Right.
I had this a bunch of girls who were doing accounting lessons too.
Right.
And then they started to laugh all of a sudden. And they were like, oh, no, they laugh. And then they said the question was color one guy.
Yeah.
I guess an over color.
That was a key question, yeah. All right, folks. Sorry about that. Nice background. Oh, thanks. Wait, which background? I don't know. All right. I don't know. Right. What? Answer so 1, 2, and 3. Sorry. I missed thing. Lobster 2022. Wait, lobster yeah, across there, the poster on the screen. You all want the answers for the first few? Alright, so 1 was D. 2 was A. 3 was B. 4 was C. And 5 is B. Alright, so that's okay. Yeah, guys. Alright. Yeah. 19. Yeah, we just said. Yeah, sorry. Alright, guys, yeah, so I'm gonna have to pick up the pace because we have like 40 minutes left before 3. I mean, we could go a little past 3. Yeah, no problem, Vanny. Yeah, we could go a little past 3 because the second session is half past, right? We could even go a little past that too. But long story short, we'll get the paper done. Yeah. And if you have to stay later because you won't pick it, that's fine because I have I'm actually hosting Kayla students 6 to 8, so I hear. All right, cool. We should be done before 6. By 5:30, 5:45 we'll be done. Yeah. Oh yeah, that was. Oh, what time I gotta go? Oh. Well, I could speed up, Up to you. Up to you. All right. What, sorry? Oh, okay. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm gonna move a little more quickly, right? Hope that's okay. But again, if you need me to slow down at any point in time, it's not a problem. Let me know. Right. So when twice a certain number is subtracted from 7 and the result is multiplied by 3, the answer is 33. What is the original number? All right, let's work it out, right? I'll show you a couple different ways. So, right, when twice a certain number, so when we say twice, so twice a certain number is subtracted from 7, and the result is multiplied by 3, the answer is 33. So it's not 2x minus 7. If you did 2x minus 7, that's not correct. All right? So the answer is 33. So let's do this. If we divide by 3 on both sides to clear out the coefficient, we'll get that 7 minus 2x is equal to 11. Let's swap out these two here. We'll get 7 minus 11 is equal to 2x. which implies that you have minus 4 is equal to 2x, which means that if you divide minus 4 by 2, you get x, which is actually minus 2. But I've seen people saying D.
Yeah, Chris, I thought it was 9.
All right, when twice a certain number is subtracted from 7 and the result is multiplied by 3, the answer is 33. All right, let's do a different working.
9 only works if you do 2x minus 7.
Ah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
But even if you do 2 by 9 then, so if 2 by 9 is 18,
Yeah.
18 minus 7 is 11, right? But it
Yeah.
says when twice a certain number is subtracted from 7. So you're subtracting the 2x from 7. Yeah. All right. Let me stick to that way. Okay. Yeah. So minus 2. Because when twice a certain number is subtracted from 7 and then they multiply by 3, you get 33. So it's 7 minus 2x, not 2x minus 7. Okay. All right. 24. 3 star 6 is 12 and 2 star 5 is 9. Then the A star B may be defined as, I think that's 2A plus B. I think it's D. 2 by 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 2 by 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. Yeah, 24 is D.
Wait, Chris, explain that one real quick.
Right. So I just know the answer from before, but yeah, if you encounter something like this from in the exam tomorrow, where it's different numbers, whatever, this is how to check it out, right? Now you could guess, right? You can say, well, obviously, well, if let's try the first one, right? So B minus A was 12 minus 6. No. So this is the A, this is the B. 6 minus 3 is 3, right? And then 4 by 3 will give you 12. But here, 5 minus 2 is also 3. And 3 by 4 is still 12, but this is not 12 here. That's what? 9. So A is out. Right? A squared minus B. A squared 9. 9 minus 6 is not that. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 5 is not that. So B is out as well. 6A minus B. 6 by 3 is 6 is 18. 18 minus 6 is 12. Yeah. 6 by 2 is 12. 12 minus 5 is not 9. Right? So basically it was trial and error. Right? So if you did 2 multiplied by 3, which is 6, and then you add 6, you're going to get 12. And then 2 multiplied by 2 is 4, and if you add 5 to that, you will get 9. So yeah, 2A plus B. We okay with that now? Yeah?
Yeah, I am.
All right, cool. All right, so let me rewrite this one so it's a little easier to do. We have x is minus 2. We have y is 3. We have t is equal to 2. All right. Hey, Ariana, how you doing? And what I want is x over y, then raised to the power t. So x is minus 2, y is 3, and then that is 2. When you raise to the power 2, you're squaring, right? You're multiplying something by itself, right? So now you could show it long ways. You could show minus 2 over 3 multiplied by itself. A minus by a minus is a plus, and 3 by 3 is 9. So yeah, 4 9s is indeed the answer. All right, Shazina. Correct, Shazina. Very good. Yep, okay. All right. Oh, 26? Oh, good. I don't even know. Let's see. I can't either, but let's just.
Wait, this question came before
Yeah.
and I got it wrong. Which sign it was? This question came before. If it's the same.
All right, let's take a look and see. All right, even if we do get an answer that is there, we'll just.
Swap the sign.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, so here we're clearly dealing with laws of indices, right? Let's work on the right hand side. We're clearly dealing with base 3. 9. 9 is 3 raised to what power? 2. And then multiplying it by 3 to the power x. And when they multiply and you have the same base, what do we do with the powers? We have to add the powers. So 2 plus x, x plus 2. And that's equal to this. So what we could do here, since 3 raised to this power is equal to 3 raised to that power, we could safely conclude, yeah, 26 we could, yeah, we could safely conclude that, what you call it, the powers are equal, right? So we could say, therefore, 2x minus 1 is equal to x plus 2. So try this. Let's bring all the algebra to the left side. We'll do so by subtracting the x from both sides of the equation. And then the minus 1 will quote-unquote carry across one time by adding it to both sides, right? And guess what? 2x minus x is x, and 2 plus 1 is 3, which is option D. Yeah, I really had to get a better copy of boy. Next year, next year. All right, racks were going on. All right. Right, okay. Folks in class, we okay with the stuff on this page so far? 23, 24, 25, and 26? Yeah. All right, Google Meet. So, Caitlin, Mikey, Olivia, and Shay, just give me a quick Genie chat, please, and thanks. 26. Yeah, Shazina, sorry, the 26 was difficult to see, so don't worry about it too much. Right. Okay, cool, thank you. All right, let's go up to the next slide and see if things are a little clearer. Okay, given that A is equal to that, then 3A. So all we're doing is it's scalar multiplication. So you're scaling each of these up by 3. You're multiplying it by 3. So you'll get what? You'll get 3, 9, minus 9, 9, 0, and 15. And that's option A. All right, Flappy, yeah. Jassy, key, it's lovely. All right, cool. All right, scrolling down. The determinant of the 2 by 2 identity matrix is, well, we know it's 1, right? The identity matrix is the matrix equivalent of multiplying by 1. And to find the determinant, you multiply the elements on the lead diagonal, and you subtract the product of the elements on the secondary diagonal. But 0 by 0 will give us 0, right? 1 by 1 is 1, 1 minus 0 is equal to 1. Okay. Hold on. I wonder. Okay, item 29 refers to the following vectors. They want P minus Q. Okay, so that's 3 minus minus 2 and 7 minus 5. When you minus a minus, it becomes a plus, and 3 plus 2 is therefore 5, and 7 minus 5 is just 2. So the answer here is C. Yes, very good, Cades and Flippy and Jassy. Excellent. Right, that's that page. Okay, so I think we're okay with that. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to let me know. Right, we're going to the next page one time. So we basically 2/3 of the way through half through the paper. Wow, okay, no. I had to pick up the pace, boy. Okay, of course, they had vectors. Wait. All right. Parallelogram. Okay. So this vector on top here is U. This vector is V. Now with a parallelogram, the opposite sides are parallel and equal, which means that the vector from W to Z is the same as the vector from X to Y, because those sides are opposite and parallel to each other. Those opposite sides are parallel and equal. So the vector here is also U. Similarly, X, W, and Y, Z are parallel. They're also equal, and they also head in the same direction. So the vector from Y to Z is also given by V. Is that me speaking all the time? I keep hearing it. Anyway, I'm glad I'm hearing it. Right, and R is the midpoint. R is the midpoint of that. So a midpoint does what to a line segment? Cuts it exactly in half. All right, cool. All right, so when you cut it in half, it means that this piece here, YR, and this piece here, RZ, are equal to each other. And they're therefore each equal to a half of V. The vector along them is a half of V. Because the whole vector from Y to Z is just V, right? Okay. Now they want WR expressed in terms of U and V. WR. So is there a line connecting W and R given in diagram? No, there's not. So we have to figure out how to get from W to R by going along the lines from one point to the next. So the easiest way to go is from W to Z and then from Z to R. So you express that first. WR means we could go from W to Z first, and then from Z to R. Right? But you want to make a couple of little notes about ZR. Right? So first of all, ZR is going up, and the vector along that line is going down. So you first of all have to inverse the vector, and then you also have to find half of it. And you're finding half because you're going to the midpoint along that line, because R is the midpoint of YZ. All right, so WZ is just simply U, and this is minus a half of V, which is option A. All right, Jassy was on the ball. Okay. Given that 1 millimeter is 1/1000th of a meter, 2,500 millimeters, so you'll simply take 2,500 and multiply by 1/1000th, which is same as 2,500 divided by 1,000, which means you're shifting your decimal point 3 spaces to the left. That's going to give us 2.5. Okay. Right, so that's 30 and 31. Hey, I know because this Hikaru's piano, sorry. I only saw the OG scope before. Right, the volume in centimeters cubed of a cube of edge 3. Right, so to find the volume of a cube, what do? Length by breadth by height, and they each the same measurement, right? So that's simply side to the power 3 or side cubed, which is actually why we call it cubed, right? So that's 3 to the power 3, which is 3 by 3 by 3, which is 9 by 3, which is 27. Perimeter of a square is 48 centimeters. What is its area? A square, what do we know about the side lengths of a square? They're all equal. So we have the same side length all the way around, yeah? So the perimeter, what is the concept of perimeter? The total distance around the edge of a plane figure, right? Okay, so we have 4s, and that's equal to 48. So to find the length of 1s, we'd simply divide by 4. 48 divided by 4 is 12. And now to find the area, that's equal to side by side or side squared. When you square 12, what do we get? 144 square centimeters, right? Okay. Okay. Trapezium, right? The area of a trapezium. Okay, right. So this, by the way, this is 8 on top of here. This is 18. All right. Shazina, you don't like question like 30. It's confusing. Which one is 30 again? The vectors. Yeah, vectors can be a little off-putting. I think I have some stuff on my channel you can check out on YouTube. But in the meantime, maybe you could just try and follow the working and see if maybe something sticks. I don't know. Right? But yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Right, that's 8 and 18, and this is 5, right? 5. Right, now let's call this side A, let's call this side B, and we'll call this perpendicular distance between the two parallel sides, right? So A and D are the two parallel sides of a trapezium, right? A trapezium, by definition, is a quadrilateral with one pair of parallel sides which are opposite to each other, right? So we'll call those sides A and B, and the perpendicular distance between them, we'll just note it as D. So the area of a trapezium is 1/2 of the sum of the parallel sides, then multiplied by the perpendicular distance between them. Right, so you have 1/2 by A plus B. So that's 8 plus 18, then multiplied by D, which is 5. 8 plus 18 is 26. 26 over 2 is 13. 13 by 5 will give us 65. That's okay, Shazina. Don't worry about it. Right? Keep practicing. Keep asking your questions. We could make it make sense to you. Okay, going now again. 30. Okay, so we have a sector. A sector is a fraction of a whole circle. It's like one slice out of a whole pizza. Right? It's a piece of the whole. right? And it's defined by 2 radii and the arc length connecting the 2 endpoints. And of course, the angle in the sector tells us what fraction of the whole circle the sector takes up. Right, so we have following diagram, following sector AOB. Right, so that's 60 degrees on the inside here. Right, the radius is R, the area. So the area of a sector is always the angle over 360 in degrees, of course, then multiplied by pi r squared. So in this case, it was 60. Sorry, one sec. Right, it was 60 over 360, then multiplied by pi r squared. So of course, zeros will cancel, and 6 into 36 goes 6 times. So you have 1/6 pi r squared, which is option A. Very good. Okay. All right. In class, people, are we okay with the solutions on this page? Any questions? Anybody? Anything? Uh-huh. Oh, the letter? All right. Caitlin, Mikey, Olivia, and Shay, if you guys are good with that, give me a genie chat, please, and thanks. All right. Yeah, TikTok and YouTube, let me know how you all going there. Okay, we're going again. All right, okay, item 36 refers to the following diagram, which was a compound shape made up of a rectangle and 2 identical semicircles. One on either of the short sides. Okay, cool. The perimeter of the figure above in terms of x. Is x? Where x come out from though? Oh, it's pi. Oh, wow. That's pi. That is pi. My bad. Okay, so what they want? They want the perimeter. The perimeter is the total distance around the edge of the shape, right? So check it. If this distance here is horizontal is 15, it means that this piece is 15. This piece on here is 15 too, right? But look, the whole so from endpoint here to endpoint here. Sorry, one sec. Right, it's 27. So it means that the extra distance here and here in total is 27 minus 15, which is 12. Which means each radius, therefore, if we divide that by 2, will be equal to 6. So you have a 6 here and a 6 here. Okay? They want the perimeter. Now, how do we find the curved distance here? Now, those 2 shapes on the left and the right, those are semicircles, not so? Okay, but they are 2 identical semicircles, right? If we put them together, we'll get a whole circle. And what we want is the 2 semicircular edges, which equate to 1 circular edge, 1 circumference, therefore. So all we have to do is find the circumference. So the formula for circumference is actually equal to pi by diameter, right? So this said in terms of pi. So you're not using 22 over 7, you're not using 3.14, you're using pi, almost like if it was an algebraic term like x or a or that kind of stuff, right? The diameter is actually 12. We found that because 27 minus the 15 gives us 12. Or you could put 2 by 6, whatever you want, and 2 by 6 is still 12. The same thing, right? So now we're going to add that to 15 plus 15, because 15 was this piece here, those are the 2 straight edges, and then the curved edges. So you're going to have 15 plus 15 plus 12 pi. Right? 15 and 15 is 30. And then you could factor out, just now, 1 second, 5 plus 2 pi. Is that an option? Yeah. Option C? All right, cool. All right, 1 sec. I see a question here. So can you, number 30. I had to go back when I finished, right, Rona? I started half an hour late, and then I had to take a break because I was feeling real sleepy. So let me finish the paper first, and I'll try and remember, okay? But I do want to help you out and go over it, right? But I just kind of crunch for time right now. But yeah, just hey, look, Nikki, we're going on. Yeah, so just remind me a little later on. Right? Okay. Right. The area of a rectangle is 53.6 square centimeters. If the length is multiplied by 4 and the width is half, the area would then be okay. What's the formula for the area of a square, guys? In any case, don't worry. Of a rectangle, sorry, my bad. Area is equal to length by breadth. Okay. So what it told us happened. The length is multiplied by 4. So length multiplied by 4, and the breadth or the width is half, right? not h, half. Okay, so check it. What we could do, because multiplication is what commutative, it doesn't matter the sequence in which the multiplication takes place, right? So you can put L by W, then multiplied by 4 by a half. We could simplify 4 by a half. What's 4 by a half? 2. So basically, you're multiplying 2 by the original area. And the original area was 53.6. So you'll take your 53.6 and multiply it by 2. That's 106, that's 107.2. All right, Jassy. Wait, did I not shade it? Yeah. Sarika. Hey, Sarika, how you doing? As in my cousin Sarika?
I was not wondering.
Yeah. I said Sarika Ling Ling. I don't know. That's like a half Chinese side. I don't know. Okay. All right, number 38 right here. Whoops. Right, item 38 for diagram. Right, so wait, we made this one already, right? A triangle resting on a square of side 5, right? If the height of the triangle is 4 centimeters, what's the total area? The total area is the area of the triangle add the area of the square. Whoop. Okay, how do you find area by square, folks? Side by side, right? And the side here is 5. So it's 5, not plus, multiplied by 5, which is equal to 25. Now this piece here is a common side between the triangle and the square, which is also 5. And the area of a triangle is base by height divided by 2. 5 by 4 is 20, and 20 over 2 is equal to 10. So when you add 25 and 10, what do we get? 35. Okay. All right, in class, people, are we okay with 36, 37, 38? All right, cool. Okay. Caitlin, Olivier, Mikey, and Shay, just kind of give me a G in the chat if you're good with that. All right, cool. Thank you. All right, let's see. Oh, sorry. Still copying some stuff down there? Let me know when you're ready, right? Sorry, I see your name there pop up on my thing there. Good to go? All right, thank you. All right, okay, guys. So we have a frequency distribution, which was average mass in kilograms of a group of children in school. Okay, cool. NAKC. Right. The number of children who have a mass less than equal to 40. Right. So if you go up to your class intervals, 21 to 30, 31 to 40. So yeah, that's just these two. 28 plus 40 will give us 68. Next, the upper boundary of the median class. Right? Okay, so the median class is the class in which the person halfway lies, right? So to check that out, let's do a CF, right? So 28 plus 40 is 68. 68 and 12, 80. 80 and 34 is 114, plus 8 is 132. That's a stupid number. Anyhow, right. Now, to find the median, we know we could do like a n plus 1 over 2 business, right? Now, that doesn't give us the value of the median. It gives us the position of the median in the distribution, right? So that's 133 over 2, which is 66.5. So, of course, you can't have a 66.5 place. So what that means is you need to find the 66 person and the 67 person and find their average. Now, fortunately for us, the two people before the 68th person are the 67th and the 66th. And both of them lie in this interval here, which is what? 31 to 40. The upper boundary of the median class. So the median class is the class interval in which the median will lie. The upper boundary is 0.5 past the upper limit. And that'll be 40.5. All right, cool. Very good, Nikisi. Very good, Jassy. Good job. Yeah, Jassy put 40 and nothing. And then 40 and B. All right. Oh, case he had the B that Jesse was missing. All right. Okay, let's scroll down to 41 and 42. Ms. Clark arranged tests. Okay, this is a median, right? She arranged 15 test scores of her students in order of size and selected the who that? Raphael. All right. Hey, Raphael, good afternoon. How you doing? Good to have you on. I see your partner Gio a little bit. Right, so Mrs. Clark arranged the 15 test scores of her students in order of size and selected the 8th score for reporting purposes. Right, which of the following statistical measures did Miss Clark obtain? Right, so that's the halfway point. How do I know? So if I have 15 items, right, and I have the first 1 to 7, then I have the 8th, and then I have 9 to 15, sorry, right? This is literally 7 items here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's also 7 items. And I have 1 in the middle, right? So the median cuts the data set into 2 equal halves. So it's the same number of data points before the median as they are after, right? So that's the median. "42. Hey, look at this one from yesterday that sparked the whole rant. English. Actually, I had clipped that piece and put it up on TikTok. I think I sent it to you all last night. Right, the pie chart below, drawn to scale. Drawn to scale? It is? You all seen that, right? It says drawn to scale? Yeah. So you can measure this with what you call it? With protractor and thing, all right? Huh? Why would you have a protractor and a multiple choice?
Geography.
What, maths?
You know, I didn't have my calculator on also for geography because Kelby dad it was supposed to happen for the GO exam.
Uh-huh.
And I was just there. No, when I said it, then they read the front part and I was like, you're kidding me.
I told you in the morning.
But I didn't have it.
You know, I couldn't find I could not find a protractor in time for that exam. So I literally went in, I saw the map, I remembered it, past paper, and I guessed 3-something for degrees. It was 3-something degrees. It looked like 3-something.
Right, cool. So 12 hours, right? The amount of time spent studying mathematics approximately is, so what angle does math look like? 90, which is a quarter of the whole, right? And a quarter of 12 is 3 hours, that's correct. Cool. If the mean of 4 numbers is 10, okay, so to find the mean of a number of numbers, you have to add up the numbers and divide by how many ever numbers there are. Now, 4 by 10 will give us 40. If we add up the items in the numerator, 12 and 8 is 20, 20 and 4 is 24. And to solve for x, we simply subtract 24 from 40. 16. Okay. All right, in class, people, are we okay with the stuff on this page? Anybody, anything? No? All right, so Caitlin, Mikey, Olivier, Raphael, and Shay. How about the 40? Oh, I multiplied the 4 by the 10 to clear out the denominator. All right, cool. All right, so Nikki says so. Okay, cool. All right, we're going again. Hey, this thing with the ethnic groups and who prefers what and these things. Right, survey of 100 persons, 2 major ethnic groups, their attitude towards mathematics, right? Let's go straight to the question, shall we? A respondent is selected at random. What is the probability that he has a positive attitude towards math? Oh, come on, man, Philip. There's a total of 37 people who have positive attitudes towards math. We put that over the total. Yeah, and it'll just get 0.37, yeah? I feel that power could come in again. So we're so close to 3 o'clock, I don't want to stop. The point where a linear function crosses the horizontal axis. The horizontal axis is that the x or the y? That's the x-axis. So that's the x-intercept, therefore. the equation of the straight line which passes through the point 0. We saw this yesterday and the day before, right? Right, so the equation of a straight line in the gradient intercept format is y equal to mx plus c. Right, so the m is the gradient, which is 4, and the c is the y-intercept. How do we know it's the y-intercept? Because the x-coordinate is 0. The x-coordinate is only 0 along the y-axis. 4x plus 5. Option C. Wow. That was something I could just take off on, but keep again. All right. Which of the following graphs represents a linear function? Graph A. Right? This, I have no idea what it is. These two are non-linear for sure. Once you see some kind of curved element, it's a curve, a non-linear function. Right? And you can draw, again, your vertical line test. If you draw a vertical line and it hits the function at more than one point, you have a relation but not a function. Okay. All right, 48 now. Hey, look at our old friend boy. Coordinates of maximum point. As x equal to 2 and x equal to 4. 48. A line L is parallel to this line here. What is the gradient of line L? When two lines are parallel, what do they have in common? What is equal to? The gradient, right? To extract the gradient from when we have the equation, it has to be in the form y equal to mx plus c. Right. So to do so, we could carry across the 7y, right? So we would get 3x minus 9 is equal to 7. And sorry, 7y. And then we could then divide by 7, right? And the coefficient is the gradient. So 3 7s.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. Okay, so we get a nice little relief here. G of x is 7x minus 3 on 5. G of minus 6 means you're simply substituting minus 6 into the function. 7 by minus is minus 42. Minus by minus 3 over 5. That's minus 45 over 5, which is equal to minus 9. Option E. If you'll see me make any mistakes, please let me know. It's no problem. Right now, battery is low. 50 is A. Good job, Nikki C. All right. The function, okay, this is f of x is equal to x cubed. Right? So if you cube each one of these, so minus 2 cubed is minus 8. Minus 1 cubed is minus 1. Holy crap. 0 to any power is just 0. 1 to any power is just 1. 2 to the 1/3 will be equal to... Sorry, did I just drift off? Wow. Right, 2 to the power, not 1/3, 2 to the power 3 is equal to 8, right? Right, so minus 8 minus 1, 0, 1, and 8. Yeah, that's option D. Very good. Is that the case again? What? Nikki, come on, take over, boy. All right. Which of the following pairs of lines is perpendicular? Right. When we have mutually perpendicular lines, there's a relationship between the gradients. What is it? The product of the gradients of two mutually perpendicular lines is equal to minus 1. Right. Now, it can't be these two lines because if you look at it, m is the gradient, right? So you have the same gradient on either side. This one here, if you make y the subject, you'll have minus a quarter x plus 1. Yeah, that's not going to give us anything. I thought they might have given us a perpendicular, no. Sorry, give me one sec. Right, let's rearrange these now. So y would be equal to, no, crap. Guys, again, no brain, not braining. Logan, which one? Oh, okay. We're going on. I now see it there, boy. Sorry. Oh, you saw it? Okay, cool. Yeah. Guys, just give me a minute. Just gonna wash my face. So in the last like 8 questions here, we will finish. If not at 3, just after 3. So we get to take a break. I might just go and take a nap or something. And we will on the ground or something somewhere.
I walk on that toilet. I literally stepped on it once. I never acted like walk on it. Like, say, like take a nice little stroll or something.
Never taking a stroll, but just hop across.
Yeah, just like stepped on it a couple of times and like never really. Can't really want to do it with me. Me? I so you're number one to take pictures? No. Wow. Because a couple of times you took pictures of me in the eye, I think. I don't even think I was there. That's better.
Slight. I think I was one change pepper, you know. All the time you see, you give me roots. And I'm not tasting any pepper. I'm not gonna. Yesterday, no, today, I get slight. Oh, my looks like a hard college in it. Alright. Anyhow. Alright, so, guys. Let me see if we can finish before I shut down here. Right. So, when 2 lines are mutually perpendicular, the product of their gradients is -1. Right? So, these 2 gradients are equal. Now, I want to come down here. I did something wrong just now, right? So this is a minus, right? If I divide by 4, what's going to happen? I'm going to y is equal to x over 4 plus 1, which I can rewrite as y is equal to 1/4 x plus 1. If I take that 1/4 and I multiply by -4, what do I get? I will indeed get -1. So the answer here is C. Right, 52C. Yes, very good. Kids, yes, thank you. Hey guys. Right, okay. 53 now. If the sum of the interior angles of a polygon is 4 right angles, the polygon is a quadrilateral. A right angle is 90 degrees. 4 by 90 is 360. And hence you have a 4-sided shape. Very good. Okay, cool. All right. In person, people, in class, are we okay with this page? 48 to 53. Yeah? Okay, Google Meet, you know the drill. Caitlin, Mikey, Olivier, Raphael, Shay. Do you need me to re-explain them or no?
I feel weird. I haven't come in person in so long.
Yeah.
Like I saw a person and I put it like you.
Like,
Like it feels so weird to say yes. I'm good.
I hear you. All right. Let me go. Triangles, boy. All right, what transformation maps PQR onto P prime, Q prime, R prime? Imagine this was a face here. As a reflection, right?
Why is it looking back on the dress?
I can't remember that one movie. Is it us? The horror movie?
Huh, yeah.
Is it us? It's us.
Yeah.
Us.
All right, you have 30, 30. Was it sum of all the angles in a triangle? No. 180, right. And if you have an isosceles, so what do we do to find the third angle? We add up the 2 angles that we are given and subtract it from 180. 30 and 30 is 60. 180 minus 60 is equal to 120. Right. Very good, Nick Casey. Hey, look, little reds, boy. Little reds, what's going on? Yeah, sorry, I saw your message earlier, but I came on late. Sorry about that. Sorry, what? Right. Okay, guys. So we are a little after 3, so just give me a few minutes to finish off here, right? Then we'll take a break for a little while and we'll start back. Yes, for sure. What is this? Just no more. Why send my message? I can't. Okay, right. Similar triangles. What are similar triangles? So they are triangles that while they have different lengths, right, different corresponding lengths, the angles between the triangles are the same. And what that means is that they are similar, and what that means is that hey coach, what's going on? The corresponding lengths are connected by a scale factor, right? So, for example, if you look at this length here, AB, and the corresponding length across here is MN, right? So clearly, to go from 6 to 3, you have to divide by 2 or multiply by a half, right? Now, they want MO. MO is this length here. That's the hypotenuse. The corresponding length in the other triangle is that length there, which is also opposite its right angle. And again, if you were dividing by 2 or multiplying by a half, right? So you divide by 2, right? 7 over 2 is 3.5. Right, the image of a point P12 under a translation is that. What is the translation? Okay, cool. So check it. They want to know what the translation vector is. So they went from 1 to -5. To find out, hey, well, what was the vector? Well, what was the component, right? You take end and you minus start, and that gives us -6. So that's the horizontal. And you're looking at, you went from 2 to -4. So you went from 2 to -4. So what was the amount of the shift there? Oh, good. I got a pentagon. Right. So of course you take ending, you minus start, and you get -6. So -6 is the translation vector here. 57A, very good. A plane flying in a direction of 45 degrees changes course in a clockwise direction to 135. The angle through which the plane turns. Oh, I said it correctly. Okay. All right, so you were at 45 degrees here, and you went to 135. That's 90, right? 135 minus 45 is 90. All right. Okay. Last two questions. Hey, old friends, boy. A surveyor sets up his instruments 12 meters from the foot of a building. Hold on. Let's do 60 first. Yeah. Kojo, yeah, we there too. We on the YouTubes. Sorry, I'll wake you up. Okay. You're still sleeping? Okay, cool. All right. The diagram above shows that the angle of depression of x from z is 30. And if you follow your z angle, this is 30 here as well. Now we know it's a z angle because the horizontal line of sight and the horizontal ground are parallel. And when you have a transversal cut in them, you create z angle and f, right? X is 10 meters from y. They want the height here. Now relative to 30, this side is opposite. And don't forget you have a 90-degree here, so we could use, right? This side across here is opposite the right angle, as the hypotenuse. That we're neither looking for, and this side is the adjacent. So we're looking for opposite and we have adjacent. Which ratio uses opposite and adjacent? Tan. Right. 57. Okay, Logan, give me 1 second, right? Right, and the only answer here with tan is option A. Right? But if you want to see the correct working, is that tan of 30 is equal to yz over 10. So to solve for yz, you'd multiply throughout the equation by the denominator. Cool. 59. Give me 1 second. I want to go back to 57 for a second. Yeah. What? Who? Oh. 57. No. You went from 1 to -5. Hold on. Let me do something different, Logan. Imagine a number line. Right? So to go from 1 back to -5, because that's where they went. That was the horizontal shift, right? From 1 to -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 6 to the left, which is -6. Right? And the similar thing with from 2 to -4. If you went from 2 to -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left. So yeah, Logan, -6 and -6. All right. Okay, 59 now. A surveyor sets up his instruments 12 meters from the foot of a building and records the angle of elevation of the top of the building. So we've seen is 40 degrees here, and the height here is 1.6. An estimate of the height of the building can be obtained by calculating. Right, so what would happen is, if you were to use this triangle here, what would happen is you would only find this height here. And to find the total height of the building, you'd have to add what? 1.6 there. All right, cool. So this is also 12 meters here, right? So we know that we're not minusing 1.6. All right? Now check it. To find this piece here, relative to the 40 degrees, that side is the opposite side. And we only have one available length in the triangle, which is 12. And that happens to be adjacent. And guess which ratio uses opposite and adjacent? Tan, that's correct. So tan 40 would be equal to the opposite over 12. So you'll multiply by 12 on both sides of the equation. Right? And of course, we add in 1.6 to that, right? Because that's the height here. Because this will only give us this piece here. And we need the whole thing. Right? The sum of, so yeah, that's option B. All right. I see in kids, Vani, very good. Casey, you want the only time? Okay. All right, lovely. All right, cool. Yeah, man. All right. All right. Let me just see if I could explain to Rona. Rona, you're still there? Let me know if you're still there. Quick. I want to do over number 30. All right, I didn't forget you. All right. Okay, folks. So yeah. So we're gonna take a break, but we will try to start back at 3:30. So yeah. So I'm gonna shut down all the lives now, all the Google Meet as well. But I'll log back into the same Google Meet, right? For those on the live, just look out for the notification. All right, guys, I'm gone. See you all in a bit. Right. Oh, Rona, okay, Rona, since you're here, before I shut down this one, so so can I see the page before this? Yeah, no problem. Just give me 1 second. I want to go through a question 30, but let me, Rihanna, which question specifically? All? If we start at 5:30, at 3:30, I could almost guarantee you, unless it have some kind of glitch or something, we could finish between 5 and 5:15. So technically, if you wanted to come for 5:15, let them do that. All right. All right, cool. So 50. Yeah, I could finish by 5:15. Once I start at 3:30. That's the challenge. So here what to do. Let me see when we start, and then you can send a message, right? Or you had to send it now. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's for Rihanna. Okay, let me go back to 30 for. I'll show some of y'all 130 again, right? Okay, so let me just erase all the stuff I have here, right? All right. So here what we're gonna do, right? All right, lovely. Thank you, Rihanna. Right. Okay, so let's take a really question. I know vectors is a sore point for a lot of people, right? So that's why I like to try to help with it. Okay, item 30 refers to the following parallelogram WXYZ. Any parallelogram, XY is equal to U, so that's XY, and that's the vector U, going from X to Y. XW is V, going from X to W is vector V. Now, before we go on to R, blah, 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 the nature of a parallelogram is that it is a quadrilateral that has two pairs of opposite sides, and the opposite sides are mutually parallel. What that means is that X, Y, and WZ are opposite, and they are not just parallel, but parallel and equal. So it means that the vector along WZ is the same as the vector along XY, which is U. All right? You no problem, Shazina. And similarly, XW and YZ are also parallel and equal, which means that the vector along YZ is also given by V. All right? So let's work a simpler version of the question first to see if we could get an understanding, right? Let's say we wanted to go from X to Z, right? So you want to go from here to here. Now we do have a line connecting. I just drew one in, but we have to travel along the edges of the shape. So to go from X to Z, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll deal with it. No problem. All right, cool. Yeah, no problems. So next week then.
Yeah.
I,
Regular time.
yeah. Good luck tomorrow. Yeah, man.
All right, good luck here.
Right. So to go from x to z, to go from x to y, and then y to z. X to y is given by the vector u, and y to z we just said is v. All right. So Rona, just give him a g if you're good with that. All right. That's how I was asked if you guys understand. If you're good with that, give him a g in the chat. It's about a 6-second video, so it'll take a little while. All right. Hey Lee, good afternoon. How you doing? All right. Now, check this, right? I didn't see the G, but I'm just gonna continue. I hope it pop up soon. If you're not sure, let me know. But I have to stop soon because I have to put some papers to print. Okay, cool. Right. Now check this, right? If I wanted to go backwards, right? If I wanted to go instead of x to z, I wanted to go from z to x. Right? So z to x. Now I could go a different way. I could simply go back z to y and then y to z. Right? I could do that. So z to y plus y to z. Now, you think y to x, my bad. Now, to go from z to y, I have to travel in the opposite direction of the vector, right? Remember, the vector was going down, and that was a vector v. So if I'm going up now, I have to invert the vector. How do I invert a vector? I simply place a minus sign in front of it. So zy is the inverse of yz, which is just minus v, right? So zy goes up, right? Which is the inverse. So that's what the minus sign in this case means. It means doing the opposite, right? That's what a minus sign means usually, the opposite or inverting something, right? And then to go from y to x, right? That's actually the inverse of xy because I'm going in the opposite direction of xy. So I'll simply say that I could simply say under y-axis is equal to minus xy, which is just minus u. And if you notice, this here is simply the same as putting a minus in front of that. Right? So I could even conclude that zx is actually equal to the inverse of xz. Right? It's literally the opposite. Instead of going positive u and positive v, I went minus u and minus v. So it's literally the inverse of u plus v. Right? Minus u, minus v. All right. All right, so Rana just give me a quick Genie chat if you're good with that. I hope it computed. All right. So we did vectors, how to get from one point to the next, and we did inverse. All right. Now we'll deal with R. All right. I'm gonna erase all of that working, so I hope you had it already. If not, take a screenshot some way somehow. I put it in a folder. Right. Okay. Cool. All right. Let me talk about R now. Okay, I'm gonna run late. All right. Hold on. Ronald, just give me 1 second. I'm just gonna put some papers to print. We'll have enough pages in here. Next time, boy, girl, in 15 minutes. 3:30. I'm aiming for 3:30. I might probably run late, but I try not to. Whoa, problem. All right. Question papers. Me, 2023. I have 8 of them, right? Sorry, just give me 1 minute there, Rona. I have to put my papers to print for my class. Okay, right. It's correct printer. Or the correct setter. No. Good thing I checked that. Wait, did I click the right thing? Okay, cool. Right, so now I can go back to checking all it out. What is all these notifications? Leave yourself. Right, sorry, Rana. There we go. Right. R is the midpoint of YZ. The midpoint is the halfway point along that line. So what R does, it cuts the larger pink line into 2 equal halves. Print failure, oh great. Okay. Rona, I'm gonna try, I have to short circuit what I'm doing here. I'm gonna finish the explanation, but I have to tend to the printer because I had a summer class on time, right? So just give me a G if you're okay that because R is the midpoint, it splits YZ, the larger line, into 2 equal halves, right? So this top half here, which is YR, is equal to half of YZ. And this bottom half here, which is RZ, is also equal to a half of yz, right? Because r, the midpoint, cut the larger line yz into two equal halves. So each of these halves is a half of the whole, right? I know it sounds kind of redundant, but let's give them a quick genie try to figure it out. These and that. Let's give them 1 second. I'm gonna just see if I could start the printer. Right. Okay. Right. Thanks, Rona. All right, we're going again. Right. So check this, right? Remember we talked just now about the inverse, right? So we said going from y to z, going in that direction, going down, right? That was the vector small v, right? Because again, this side was parallel and equal to that side, right? And we said that zy, which is going in the opposite direction, is the inverse or the negative of yz, which of course is just minus v, right? Now, let's break it up in half. So we said that going from y to r was a half of yz, and going from r to z was the other half of yz. What if we went in the opposite direction? What if we went from z to r, which is backwards here? Well, that's traveling halfway along yz, but going in the opposite direction, right? So it's traveling halfway along yz, but it's going in the opposite direction. And the same thing with ry. If you went from r to y, you'd be traveling halfway along yz, but in the opposite direction. Yeah. Oh. Your Honor, sorry. Okay. Right. So just give me a G if you're good with these two things here. I just want to know if we hit a sticking point, because I'll know where to focus and re-explain whatever the case is, right? Right. So going from z to r is not just a half of yz, but it's negative a half because they're traveling in the opposite direction, right? So the vector for both of them would actually simply be minus a half v, right? Okay, cool. Just give me 1 sec. I just need to send the what is this? Oh, what's this? Jam in printer path. Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm real sorry about having to run away all the time. Okay, cool. Right, so check it. So let's put together all the things we have, right? So actually, hold on. I kind of needed that last part there. Right. Right. So what I want us to do is to go from W to R. To go from W to R, we could go from W to Z and then Z to R, right? So let's write that out. So WR, goat picnic. All right, Sarah, that's an interesting name. So you can go from W to Z and then from Z to R, right? We said WZ, that was opposite and parallel and equal to XY, right? So the vector along WZ was just U. And then for ZR, so we just said that ZR, right? So let's recap that. right? So to go from Z to R was traveling halfway up YZ, right? So it was halfway up YZ and in the opposite direction, right? So that was minus, so of course that was minus a half V. So it's U minus a half V. All right, so I hope that helps. But I had to stop now because I had to go and deal with the printer, right? So I'll log in off here, right? So check back in about 7-8 minutes. Actually,